Deep beneath the roots of an old oak tree lived Lauren, a clever little rat who loved nothing more than reading old maps and dreaming of grand adventures. She had never been beyond the edges of her burrow but longed to discover what lay beyond the tunnels. One misty morning, Lauren overheard whispers from the older rats about a terrible creature known as the Grumble, who had recently moved into the far end of the burrow, scaring everyone away with its roar. The Grumble had taken over the food chamber, and the entire rat community was now hungry and frightened. Lauren's whiskers twitched with fear, but also with a strange sense of determination. That evening, Lauren pulled out her map and traced a new route through forgotten tunnels. If she could reach the food chamber without waking the Grumble, she might be able to help her family. She packed a tiny satchel with a thimble of water, a piece of cheese, and her lucky button. With a deep breath and a flick of her red scarf, she set off into the unknown. The tunnels were dark and twisty, full of cobwebs and strange echoes. Lauren tiptoed carefully, whispering encouraging words to herself as she navigated past creaky roots and sleeping beetles. She came to a deep underground stream, its waters rushing fast. Lauren used a fallen twig as a bridge, her tiny paws wobbling with each step until she safely made it across. Beyond the stream, the air grew colder and damp. Lauren found a glimmering stone stuck in the wall. It looked like a firefly frozen in time. She tucked it into her satchel as a keepsake. Suddenly, a low rumble echoed through the tunnel walls. The Grumble was near. Lauren crouched low, heart pounding, and crept forward with slow, silent steps. She reached a collapsed tunnel and had to dig quietly with her paws, moving the earth a bit at a time. Her fur was coated in dirt, but she didn't stop, not even when her muscles ached. Finally, she saw the faint glow of the food chamber ahead. But so too was the deep growl of the Grumble, louder now, and just around the bend. Lauren peered around the corner and saw a huge shadow with glowing yellow eyes. The Grumble was snoring atop a pile of stolen supplies. It was big, but it looked lonely. Instead of turning back, Lauren took out her piece of cheese and placed it on a flat stone in front of the Grumble. Then she backed away and waited. The Grumble opened one eye, sniffed the cheese, and let out a small grunt. It picked up the cheese gently, gobbled it down, and then looked directly at Lauren. Terrified but brave, Lauren stepped forward and spoke kindly. She told the Grumble that the rats were hungry and scared, but if the Grumble was willing to share, he didn't have to be alone. The Grumble stared for a long time, then slowly nodded. It shuffled aside, revealing crates of food it had hoarded. It pointed to them, then to Lauren, and made a soft sound like a sigh. With the Grumble's help, Lauren carried as much food as she could back through the tunnels. The path back felt brighter, even though it was just as dark. As she neared the burrow, the other rats gasped in amazement. Lauren had returned with food, and news that the Grumble wasn't a monster, just misunderstood. That night, the rats held a feast in Lauren's honor. They sang songs of her courage and toasted with acorn cups of berry juice. Lauren blushed, her red scarf a little brighter in the firelight. The Grumble stayed in the far tunnels, but now the rats left snacks for it, and sometimes it even rumbled a greeting back. Peace had returned to the burrow. Lauren became the burrow's explorer-in-chief, mapping safe paths and teaching young rats to face fear with kindness. She never let fear stop her again. In her tiny bedroom, Lauren added a new map to her wall, a detailed drawing of her journey to the food chamber, with a heart where the Grumble slept. Though many adventures would follow, none felt quite as magical as that first brave journey. And Lauren knew the true treasure was not the food, but the friendship she had kindled. As the burrow lights dimmed and the rats settled to sleep, Lauren curled up with her map and whispered to herself, "Even the smallest rat can do great things."